Welcome to the Finely Tuned Infrastructure Podcast by Rhythmic Technologies.
Hello?
Today, we are tackling the biggest week of the year for anyone in the cloud space, the massive reInvent conference in Las Vegas.
That's right. And if you're getting ready for your first trip in December, or, even if you're a veteran just looking for an edge, you absolutely need a strategy.
So that's what we're doing. We're cutting through all the noise and pulling out every single valuable nugget from Rhythmic's blog post, The Updated Guide to reInvent.
And this guide is serious. It's built on 5 different in-person experiences, plus a ton of community wisdom.
Our mission is pretty simple. Give you the roadmap, the essential, time-saving, sometimes surprising stuff. Because the author says the work feels like a lifetime and is over in a blink all at once.
Strategy is everything. You just can't get swallowed by the scale of it all. 70,000 people in these sprawling Vegas venues. You need a plan to keep your energy, both physical and mental, high, so you can actually absorb what you're there to learn.
Okay, so let's start with saving time right away. The blog has this fantastic tip for badge pickup that lets you skip what I know are just enormous lines.
Oh, this one's a game changer. If you're flying into Vegas on Sunday or Monday, this is your secret weapon. Look for the badge pickup stations at the baggage carousels.
At the airport.
At the airport. They're usually staffed from about 7 a.m. to midnight. If you grab your badge there, you completely avoid the main registration line at the Venetian Expo.
That's huge. You can literally go from your hotel straight to a session on Monday morning. No fighting crowds for a piece of plastic.
Exactly. So badge secured. What's next on Sunday?
Pre-scouting. The blog is really big on this. Use Sunday afternoon to just walk the Venetian campus.
And when they say campus, they mean it. It's the Venetian Casino, the canal shops, the expo halls, and even the Wynn. You have to get your bearings before the crowds hit.
This is so critical for us infrastructure folks. You miss the first 5 minutes of a 400-level session because you got lost in a casino.
You've wasted half the talk.
Yeah.
Knowing your environment just saves that mental energy for the actual learning.
And speaking of scouting, the blog talks about this hidden gem, a secret shortcut. I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical, but I really want to try it.
Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. You need to find these shortcuts that run through the second-floor mall canal shops.
Okay.
The key, according to the guide, is this one specific door. It's right across from the main swag pickup area.
Swag pickup, got it. So what's behind the door?
It leads down a hallway and then over an enclosed bridge. And the reason this is so important is that the bridge puts you right at the Wynn Conference Center.
Wait, really? How much time are we actually saving here? It's all air-conditioned, right?
The post is very clear on this. It says the bridge is much faster than the 30-minute walk through the casinos.
30 minutes?
30 minutes. And when you think about the crowds, saving 30 minutes one way, maybe twice a day, that adds up. You're saving hours of walking over the week. That's time for notes or, lunch.
Okay, let's move into the week itself. The blog gets real about the brutal combination of jet lag and these 16-hour days. Pacing isn't just a good idea.
It's a business strategy. You have to treat it like one.
So what does a strategically paced day look like then?
The author lays out these really concrete, achievable goals, not some overwhelming to-do list.
Right.
Aim to meet and connect with maybe 3 to 5 new people each day. Go to one extracurricular thing, visit just one row of booths on the show floor. And, this is crucial, follow the rule. Never eat alone. Always try to have lunch with a colleague, a customer, or a partner.
I love that never eat alone rule. It's such a good way to maximize those small moments. But what about the bigger challenge? Networking fatigue.
Right. The blog stresses that reInvent is different from other conferences. You have to give yourself permission to say no to most of the dinner invites and parties.
That's where survival meets strategy, isn't it?
It is. Saying no protects your energy for that one high-value meeting that might actually generate business. Instead of 5 low-value mixers, the week is just too long. Prioritize events that really need you there in person.
So all those casual let's catch up meetings, we should just schedule those for the weeks after the event.
Exactly. When everyone's back home and can actually focus. And you can't underestimate the power of a strategic nap.
Or just an early night.
Yes. If you're totally exhausted for a 10 a.m. meeting with a potential customer or your AWS PDM, your partner development manager, you're not doing anyone any favors. Sometimes sleep is the best networking move you can make.
Okay, so let's tie that back to the actual content. How many sessions should we realistically plan for? Because the FOMO is real. I want to sign up for everything.
The recommendation from the blog is pretty rigid on this. No more than 4 sessions a day.
Only 4?
And ideally 3. This is deep infrastructure learning, not speed dating. You're not going to absorb 40 deep dives in 4 days.
That's a good point.
And that time you save by skipping session 5 and 6. That's for taking notes, for processing what you just heard, for meeting people, maybe your next job or your next hire, and for hydrating and resting your feet.
All right, let's talk about that FOMO monster head on. The
Yeah.
blog basically guarantees you're going to miss most of the content. I mean, it's just math, right? 2,000 sessions in 5 days.
It's a mathematical certainty.
Yeah.
Which brings us to what the blog calls the single most critical strategy for reInvent.
Which is?
Plan your day based on the venue location, not just the content. You really have to trust this one.
Why location over content? I'm there to learn about serverless orchestration, not geography.
Because the venues are enormous and they're spread all over the place. And often, specific tracks are clustered in specific buildings. So just moving between rooms in, say, the Venetian can take 20 to 30 minutes with the crowds.
Wow.
But if you try to change venues, like going from the Venetian down to the MGM Grand for the database track,
Yeah.
you need to budget at least an hour.
An hour for travel, that's a whole session slot.
It's a staggering amount of time that nobody plans for. So the flow has to be geography first.
Okay, so what's the flow?
First, pick your #1 must-see session for the day. Second, build the rest of your schedule around that venue or ones very close by. Third, leave at least 30 minutes between sessions, even in the same building.
And what's the last part?
Always have backups planned nearby. The popular talks will fill up. They just will.
That planning definitely saves you from that panicked sprint down the strip.
No.
So what about tools? Does the blog recommend anything to help organize all this?
It highlights 2 essential ones. First is the unofficial reInvent planner. It's at reinvent-planner.cloud.
What does it do?
Huge time saver. It has calendar feeds, you can make shareable session lists, and it gives you updates on new sessions. The author said it's already helped over 2,000 people.
Okay, and what about for catching up on everything you inevitably miss?
For that, check out fakeconference.com. It's FAIK conference.com. It uses AI to give you summaries of the recorded sessions with deep links to the exact timestamps.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it'll take like a 42-minute talk and compress it down into digestible slides with a free audio summary. It's perfect for review later.
All right, so we've got our physical energy and our time sorted. Let's talk about networking. The blog notes that paper cards are okay, but most people are digital now.
Yeah, Blink is mentioned as a popular app. But the real time-saving hack is the LinkedIn QR code,
The screensaver trick.
the screensaver trick. You save that QR code as your phone's screensaver. It makes exchanging info in a crowded hallway super fast.
I've heard of that, but I always worry about battery drain. Your phone is already working overtime with maps and schedules. Is it really worth it?
The blog seems to think so, just because speed is so important in those high-traffic moments. But there's a key detail.
Okay.
If you use the influencer setting on LinkedIn, you have to tell people to click the 3 dots and hit connect after they scan. Otherwise, they just end up following you and you don't get the actual connection.
That's a great tip. So beyond just swapping codes, the AWS community is super welcoming, and the guide says to be proactive.
For sure. Join the Discord servers, look for channels in your Slack communities, follow the event hashtags. The easiest thing to do is just comment on posts you see. Engage with people.
And post your own stuff, right? Pictures, videos, use the hashtag. And make time for the community booth. The AWS community builders and user group leaders are there.
They are often your best resource.
Yeah.
They know everyone and can connect you with the right people. And if your company is looking at sponsors or partners,
Which you should be.
you should be, reach out to them beforehand. They often have special swag, private dinners, or other events that they don't advertise to everyone.
And lastly, if you're there by yourself, find a conference buddy early. And for parties, RSVP on conferenceparties.com, but keep an eye on social media.
Yeah, a lot of the big parties, including Replay, keep their special guests a secret until the last minute.
Okay, so let's talk about just getting around. The blog says Vegas transportation during reInvent is a whole strategy in itself.
It is. The distances are so deceptive. What looks like a short walk on a map can be a mile and a half.
The guide says the free reInvent shuttle buses are often the best way around, even better than Uber or Lyft.
They often are. But the monorail is also key, especially if you need to get down to the south end of the strip.
To the MGM Grand.
Exactly. The monorail is the fastest way to get there. It's quick, clean, usually not crowded. You can get a cheap multi-day pass. And the author noted that last year it was actually free for most of reInvent.
Oh, wow.
And critically, the MGM monorail station is closer to the session rooms than the hotel lobby is. That saves you another huge walk.
The blog also says something interesting, that regular old cabs can be better than ride shares.
Yeah, it's one of the few places where that's true. They're just always there and ready to go. Except, at the end of the day, when the line gets crazy.
And there's a hack for that, too.
The brilliant Uber and taxi hack. To avoid the slog of people at the Venetian, get dropped off or picked up at Treasure Island and just walk across the street.
But wait, won't that just become the new jam? If everyone starts doing that, doesn't Treasure Island just become the new bottleneck?
I think the idea is that since it's not a conference hotel, it just sees way less coordinated traffic. You're not trying to eliminate the wait entirely. Just avoid that specific massive bottleneck at the Venetian Expo entrance. And the blog says always have multiple rideshare apps ready to go, just in case.
Good advice. Let's shift to something that people always forget. The meal crisis.
It's the ultimate logistical failure point. With 70,000 plus people, you have to plan your meals. Many of the restaurants in the conference hotels are just bought out for private events.
The Post says, and I'm quoting, more than likely, there will be nothing available to walk into at the Venetian.
I believe it. If you try to wander into the Venetian food court at 7 p.m. with no plan, you'll be lucky to find a pretzel. It is so easy to suddenly realize you haven't eaten in 12 hours.
So the tactics are clear. Make reservations way in advance, keep snacks on you, have a list of 24-hour places ready to go.
And here's a tip from the author that just screams infrastructure survival mode.
What is it?
Bring your own mini espresso maker.
You're kidding.
I'm not. To avoid those huge coffee lines, that 5 minutes you save is 5 minutes for notes or networking. And also, make a stop at the Walgreens near the Venetian. Get your breakfast bars, bottled water, all the essential snacks for a reasonable price.
Okay, we saved the most detailed part for last, packing. Because this isn't a normal trip. It's a desert climate combined with walking 20 to 40,000 steps a day.
That's over 10 miles. Daily. The essentials list in the blog is almost surgical. Let's start with just physical comfort.
Yeah.
You need chapstick. That is not optional in the dry Vegas air. And here's a weird one. Wool socks.
Well, socks in the desert.
Yeah, for their antibacterial properties and how well they wick moisture. It helps manage, everything that's going on with your feet after that much walking. It keeps them drier and healthier.
That actually makes a ton of sense.
Also essential, a portable humidifier for your hotel room. The AC will just dry you out completely.
So you're fighting the dry desert air outside and the aggressive AC inside. The guide also mentions eye drops.
Your eyes will get so dry. It even recommends Lumify to eradicate redness for those early morning meetings.
Oh.
Also on the list, allergy meds, because a lot of people have flare-ups from the dry, recycled casino air, and blister bandages. Specifically, the blog says the Compede brand. They're lifesavers at 40,000 steps.
I am writing that down. Compede. That's some hard-won wisdom right there. What else?
A small avian spray bottle for your face, a mini first aid kit with ibuprofen and Band-Aids, hand cream and cotton gloves to wear at night for dry hands, Saline nasal spray, and for your clothes, a fabric refresher with wrinkle releaser. Just trust the author. You won't have time to iron.
Let's talk about shoes again, because the blog is very firm on this.
You need to start test driving them now, not the week before. Your normal comfortable shoes can fail you at 40K steps. The Post specifically recommends Brooks leather walking shoes. They look business casual but can handle the mileage.
And finally, there's a brilliant hack for all the swag you're going to collect.
Oh, this is genius. Bring your largest suitcase, but only half filled. Put empty boxes in the other half so things don't shift around.
Why?
Because that gives you all that empty space to bring home your t-shirts, stickers, all the gadgets without having to check another bag and pay those fees.
That is smart. And for daily survival, once you're on the ground, remember the water rule.
For every coffee or beer you drink, drink one water. Dehydration is no joke in Vegas.
And don't be the drunk person at the party. You're there to learn.
Right. Keep your head clear. And after a session, go talk to the speaker. Asking a question reinforces what you just learned. Tackle the expo hall in small sections. Check out the Give Back program as a nice little daily feel-good goal. And please make an effort to go to replay. It's the big closing party, and it's a great way to end the week.
So what does this all mean for you? I think the core message is really clear. reInvent is a marathon, not a sprint.
Absolutely.
Prioritize planning based on venue. Stay as close to the Venetian as you can. And seriously, those comfortable shoes, they deserve top priority.
And as a final thought, something to chew on. Be aware of the specific Vegas culture during the conference. The blog says to bring a stack of $1 bills.
For tipping.
Yeah, for tipping the waitstaff and bartenders at those free events. A little karma goes a long way, and those people are working incredibly hard. And here's a weird but essential tip. Be careful with the products displayed in your hotel room. A lot of them are on sensors, and you can get billed just for touching them.
Fantastic. Practical advice from start to finish. We have to give a huge thank you to Kathie Clark, the author of that excellent blog post from Rhythmic.
For sure. And also to all the community members who shared their wisdom. Daisy Erfer, Chris Danilick, Steve Radich, Suzanne Mello, Raphael Menk, Lauren Lyles, Carly Young, Adam Sandman, David Shepard, J.D. Romero, Nathan Hiscock, Brian Tarbox, Gordon Clark, Rafayat Hawk, Christina Nguyen, Angelo Mandato, and everyone who contributed to last year's post, too.
That's an amazing community effort.
It's truly amazing what we can pull from one single excellent blog post. We should probably mention that this guide was generated using AI based on that one source.
To get the full guide and even more insights, please visit rhythmictech.com. We wish you a well-paced and really successful reInvent.